In 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to episode 198 of the WrassleCast. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm joined by my SmackDown Matters correspondent, Miss Didi Jonay.
Hey, friend.
What's up, friend?
Nothing. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Glad that you could join me once again. Are you ready to take over Brooklyn?
Yo, I got my hotel. It's very fancy. Shout out to Jade, even though shout outs go at the end. Shout out to Jade. She put me onto this website, so I got my hotel for like 55% off its normal price.
Sookie Sookie now.
So it's lit. Yes. And they have a rooftop bar.
Oh, sounds like heaven.
Fancy AF.
We're joined once again by our Raw cast correspondent, Mr. Samuel Kalunga. What's going on, Sam?
What's up?
How are you?
All right.
Are you ready to walk with Elias?
No, no, sir. No, thank you.
Okay. Just making sure you get with the movement sooner or later.
I'll walk the other way, okay?
Ooh.
Joining us again this week is the WrassleCast broadcast journalist, none other than Magnum Prime. What's going on, Greg?
What up? I had a salad steel cage match with Isaac Yankum in his office today, but I escaped, and I'm here for the people.
I'm glad that you got out of the big blue cage, man, and could make it here tonight.
Anytime.
All right. And we are joined by a very special guest tonight to help us preview SummerSlam and take over Brooklyn. It's none other than Miss Jupiter Julep. How you doing, Jupiter?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Oh, we're great. Glad that you could join us.
Thank you.
It's been quite a while since we talked to you here on the podcast.
Yes, a lot has changed since then.
Oh, yes, it has. Yes, it has. So what's new with you before we start?
Well, let's see. I defended my dissertation and I graduated, so I just have to put the finishing touches on it and publish it, and then I'll be officially Dr. Jupiter Julep 24.
All right.
Hey.
That's
And
what's up.
I had a kid graduate from high school. He's in college in New York, and I have an upcoming senior, an upcoming junior, and then my babies. So yeah, hopefully we'll have an empty nest very, very, very soon.
All right. All right. So, again, glad that you're here tonight, and we're going to talk some wrestling. It should be a lot of fun. Just a reminder, the WrassleCast is being brought to you by the CSPN. You can find us on the web at www.cspn.us. So we're going to get into the news portion of the show, and the biggest news this week was the passing of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Jim Neidhart got most of his fame and recognition as being the muscle of the Hart Foundation. Him and Bret Hart, multiple-time WWF Tag Team Champions. Very iconic with the goatee and the laugh. A lot of people were just, shocked. It was sudden. He had a fall at his home, and just couldn't kick out. So, everybody was sending their thoughts and prayers out to Natty and the whole Hart family. So I'll go around the room and let everybody, share a memory or a thought on Jim Neidhart. So we'll start with you, Didi.
Oh, I don't really have any. If I'm honest, I do not recall him as a wrestler. All I remember is seeing him on Total Divas with Natty. And they
Okay.
were really cute, so I definitely feel bad for her because she loved her some of him. So
Right. Sam, any standout moments from the Anvil's career for you?
Not entirely. I mean, the one thing I do remember him was a bit of an embarrassing moment for him, so I'm not even going to mention that. But that's really the only thing that stands out.
All right. Magnum Prime.
Beard gang all day. Mad beard stroke. He brought the energies to their promos. Uh, we got a guy who you working with Bret Hart every night. It's not like you gotta do a lot, So, but his personality will definitely always be remembered.
Right. And Miss Jupiter Julep, any thoughts, memories on Jim Neidhart?
Definitely his laugh. He
Right.
had a very unique laugh. And also just the Hart Foundation as a whole, as a stable. I always remember him being almost like the Arn Anderson of that group.
Right. The New Heart Foundation that consisted of Brett, Owen, Davey, Jim, and Brian Pillman. There's a classic picture of like all of them all lined up in the leather jackets or whatever. There's only one person left in that picture now, and that's Bret Hart. So
Yeah.
just a tragic, situation for the Hart family and all their losses that they've suffered. So again, thoughts and prayers go out to the Neidhart and the Hart family. So we're going to transition into everybody's favorite game show. Who you got for SummerSlam? SummerSlam is this Sunday. The pre-show kicks off at 5:00.
Good luck.
The actual card starts at 7, and we'll probably be watching until about 11:30 or so. So if you want to share your commentary with color with the host and fans of the WrassleCast, please use the hashtag Summer of Slams. So we'll get right into it as we get into the hashtag Say No to Pre-Show matches. We're going to start off with Rusev and Lana versus Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. So I'll start with our guest, Miss Jupiter Jewel. Who you got?
I think the streak is going to continue for Selena and Andrade. And I also think that the problem is still going to be Aiden English.
That hurts my heart. Mr. Magnum Prime, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Fighting Rusevs.
Okay.
Fighting Rusevs.
Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with Andrade and see the other person.
Zelina.
There
Okay.
you go.
And finally, Miss Didi Janae, who you got?
I also have Zelina and Cien.
And I'm gonna also pick Zelina and Cien almost.
Okay.
For the Raw Tag Team titles, we have the champions, the B Team, defending against the Revival. Miss Didi Janae, who you got?
Hold on, I'm trying to type.
You're typing it this time. Look at you, fancy.
That's what I always. Oh, not like on a word processor. That would be too much. Like, right. And then, yeah, I have the B Team.
Okay. Miss Jupiter Jewel, who you got?
B Team.
All right. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Out of who and who? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
The B Team and the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Which one's Dash and which one's Dawson?
The Revival, sir.
Okay, that one.
All right. Mr. Magnum Prime?
Champs retain.
Okay. And our final match. Oh, my go. Sorry. I always forget about me. I'm just the narrator on this show. I'm going to go with the B Team as well. They were my creation, so I got to stick with that. And our final match on the pre-show for SummerSlam will be for the Cruiserweight Championship. Hey, remember them? Cedric Alexander, the champion, facing off against Drew Gulak. Mr. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
So who versus Drew Gulak? What?
Cedric Alexander.
Oh, Cedric.
The black guy.
Did he stop being racist?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Cedric Alexander.
All right. Magnum Prime, who you got?
Champ retains.
All right. Miss Didi Janae, who you got?
I haven't been watching, so I'll pick Drew.
All right. Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Drew cut a hell of a promo, but I'm going with Cedric.
And I'm going to agree with Miss Didi Janae. I haven't been watching either, but I think they're going to get the belt off Cedric, and we're going to give it to Drew Gulak.
Hey.
Now it's time for the main show, SummerSlam from the Barcades. So we're going to start off with United States Championship match as Shinsuke Nakamura defends against Jeff Hardy. Magnum Prime, who you got?
Nakamura.
All
Damn
right. Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Knock.
All right. Miss Didi Janae, who you got?
Ya tú sabes, I have Nakamura.
Okay. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Work it.
You got Nakamura as well?
No, I was talking to Didi.
Oh.
What?
Accent.
Listen, I was born in Mexico. I can use an accent occasionally if I want to.
Yeah, Nakamura as well.
All right. And I'm going to make it a clean sweep. I think Nakamura is going to win as well.
He's
Next
just
up,
gonna win.
next up for the SmackDown Women's Championship, we have the champion, Carmella, defending against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch in a triple threat. So, Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
Um, if I'm honest, I kind of feel like Mela gonna find a way to win, but I'm gonna put faith in Becky
All
because
right.
it's gotta happen eventually. Maybe
Possibly.
you would think.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah.
Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Carmella.
Okay. Miss Jupiter Julep, who do you have?
See, I'm the opposite of you, Dee. I was thinking Carmella would find a way just because Becky and Charlotte would cancel each other out. But I would go for Charlotte over Becky. So I'm going to go for Charlotte. Wait,
Mm.
her breast finally heal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's been wrestling on TV for like the last 3 weeks, so she's good.
Okay. I think they want to get back on Charlotte.
All right.
Probably.
Magnum Prime, who you got?
I think the answer is Becky, but I'm gonna go with Carmella because I don't see that title being dropped until the pay per view Evolution.
Okay.
That's just my.
Mm.
And I'm going to go with the moonwalking, trash talking Princess of Staten Island, too. I'm going to go with Carmella as well. The grudge match, Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Magnum Prime, who you got?
Even though we don't know if he's leaving or not, they got to pay out this storyline. I'm gonna go with Brian.
All right. Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Brian.
All right. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Brian.
Dan Bryan. All right. Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
I mean, I guess.
Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm taking The Miz.
I knew you would.
Can't have all this harmony going on too many times here. So it doesn't make the game any fun. For the Intercontinental Championship, we're going to have Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre. I always want to call him his old name. Versus Seth Rollins with a returning Dean Ambrose in his corner. So, Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
I've got Seth.
All right. Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Seth, I cannot in good conscience vote for anybody whose hair looked like the wig of Antonio Cuervo.
It did.
It did.
Well, ever since they went to Miami, he has fully embraced. I said it looked like he was about to go sell coke in the trailer park. And ever since then, he's taken that and turned into the full George Young character with that hair.
What?
From Blow.
Why, Lord? Okay.
It's like a blow dry and like a press, like a straightening. Like it's so flat and ugly.
It's straw-like. It's like, ooh, condition.
Magnum Prime, who you got?
I don't know. I really don't care about this match. I've seen so many versions of this that I'm bored by the matchup. But if I got to pick somebody, hell, I'll go with Rollins.
All right, Samuel Kalunga.
Yeah, I'm like Greg. I don't care either. As much as it pains me to say this, I'm gonna have to go with Dolph.
All right, I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. He's gonna burn it down in Brooklyn, so going with him.
Do we want to do an extra point on whether or not what's his name is gonna go heel?
Dean Ambrose.
Oh,
Yeah.
too soon. Too soon. Too soon.
That's the rumor. And you know I live in kayfabe life, so I wasn't trying to hear no rumors, but that's what I keep hearing.
Man, they got to
It's
have
like
that.
he literally just got back.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. If the main event goes the way that, some of us think it's going to, they got to have that big reunion of those three and two of them holding belts. And then you might be able to get Dean being the odd man out, and then that might force him to turn. But you got to get like 2 or 3 months down the road from there.
If Vince Russo was writing this, he'd go heel like today.
Yes. Absolutely.
Nowhere for no reason.
Straight rogue. So for the Money in the Bank briefcase and special chip stipulation, what are these called? Quebec rules. If Braun Strowman gets counted out or disqualified, he loses the briefcase. So it's Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. Jupiter Julep, who you got?
KO.
Ooh.
Really?
Listen, I'm not a fan of Braun, but I feel like Kevin should have won that briefcase the first time.
We're gonna have to hold on. We're gonna have to stop the game for a second. Explain what you don't like about the man, Braun Strowman.
You know what? There's something about him that just seems juvenile to me. I don't see him. I mean, and he just looks like a child throwing a tantrum, and I just want to beat him. Like, sit down. Like every single time I see him, he wants to like turning over stuff, pulling stuff. I know you're strong. I know, that's nice. I'm not a fan. And the fact that he picked a child to be his tag team partner said everything I needed to know about him.
That was a WrestleMania moment.
And that child better have the best report card on the planet.
All right. Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
I have Braun Strowman.
All right. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Between who and who? I was
Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens.
Quebec rules, you say?
Yes, sir.
It's a smoke screen. I think Braun's just going to come away with it.
All right. Magnum Prime, who you got?
It works so much better when a heel has the Money in the Bank, but I think they're gonna keep it with Strowman.
All right. I think so too. I think Braun Strowman is the man, so he's gonna keep the Money in the Bank briefcase. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, we're gonna have the Bludgeon Brothers defending against the New Day. So, Magnum Prime, who you got?
New Day's bulletproof. I say champs retain.
All right.
The titles.
Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I would love for the New Day to retain it, or I should say get it back. But I do think that the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. I don't know what they're going to do with them, though. But I don't think that they figured it out, so I don't think they'll take it from them until they do.
Okay. Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. I'll go with... No, that's not how I play the game. I'll go a New Day.
All right. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
I'm going to have to go New Day on this one.
All right. I think I'm going to go New Day as well. They're really hot again. It seems like it would be the time to put the belts back on them if they were going to. All right, the match that might serve as the bathroom break because of one of the participants, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. So, Mr. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Oh, I fell asleep for a second. You mentioned Baron Corbin's name. Finn Balor, sir.
All right. Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
Wait a minute, I am so sorry. I was, Corbin. And Sam said Finn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sam would never pick Baron Corbin. I'm also going to pick Finn Balor.
All right.
You mention of his name. What happened?
Magnum Prime, who you got?
If they care about his career at all, Constable will get the win, but I don't think they really care about him all that much, so I'm going to go with Finn.
He's really, really great with this character of his. I really do not want to see him on TV.
I got a theory I'm going to throw out here after I pick. Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Finn.
All right. I'm going to go with Baron Corbin as well. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if Roman wins this belt, he's got to have somebody to face. And who has he been picking on for the last 3 weeks? Baron Corbin. So there's your challenger if Roman becomes the champion. First out the gate, first defense, Baron Corbin. Next up, Alexa Bliss defends her Raw Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey. So, Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
Before I answer, I have a question.
Yes,
Where
ma'am.
is Nia Jax?
I have another theory on that as well when I pick again, so I'll let you know.
Or something.
So I'm thinking that it's too soon to put the belt on Ronda. So Alexa will retain, but I think that Nia Jax will be involved somehow.
Via shenanigans. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Greg, Magnum Prime, who you got?
Yeah, I say Chandler retain. It's probably building to a triple threat match at the Evolution pay per view.
All right. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
I really don't care about this. So who is it? And who?
Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey.
I'm just gonna go Ronda just because of the way they're hyping her.
All right. Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
I would like to recuse myself from this whole situation.
You gotta pick somebody, miss.
I'll go with Bliss.
All right. I'm gonna make
She
it.
has not earned anything yet.
Mhm.
She can talk.
She's no, she's talking about Ronda. She's an overhyped rookie.
I mean, facts are facts. But, it could apply to Alexa, too.
Whoa, now, hold up.
I said what I said.
Oh, let me co-sign on that, DD. I mean, because
Thank
if
you.
we could have recused ourselves, I certainly would have. After they did Alicia Fox the way they did,
Got her dressing like Poison Ivy.
That's Alicia Fox dressing herself like Poison Ivy. Don't put that on nobody but her.
Oh, her.
You make strange choices.
She does.
I.e. Randy Orton. But anyway.
What?
Ew! Allegedly. That's nasty.
I'm going to have
Alexa. Wait, I don't mean to back up, but have we talked about that nasty shit they said he did?
He did.
The additional nasty shit they said he did.
His new nasty shit, because he's doing this shit every week.
He did allegedly did that shit. I believe he did that shit.
Well,
he's like some nasty shit he do.
Oh yeah, apparently like Jim Cornette was like, oh yeah, it's just new guys come in, you rib them, and it just may be that way sometimes. He's like
with the penis.
He's like what the dude should have did was instead of shaking Randy's hand, just grabbed it and squoze that, and then it would have made Randy uncomfortable since he was trying to make him uncomfortable.
That's disgusting.
Why would
he
you
doesn't even wipe it well.
Back to the game.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm choosing Alexa Bliss.
Okay. Can I recuse myself from the whole pay-per-view?
Huh?
I said, can I recuse myself from the whole pay-per-view?
We only got two more matches to go.
If I find out you're winning and you wanted to act like this, I'm going to recuse you from the game. You're not winning this.
Yeah, I think
with that attitude.
I think Nia Jax is going to come through and crush the buildings.
Some more? Yeah, probably.
Yes, she should. Shenanigans.
Hashtag stopping Samoans.
All right, so for the WWE Championship, we have AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Magnum Prime, who you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go off into the water a little bit here, but my whole theory is that AJ is the new John Cena. So
he don't lose.
no, but check this out. Would that be the case? When Cena would lose, he would lose at SummerSlam.
Really?
So I say he loses here, and he makes Joe the man with the title. I think that's going to happen.
All right, Miss Jupiter Julep, who you got?
I have an if-then scenario. So if Samoa Joe comes with AJ Styles' wife airbrush on his towel or his gym shorts, but if he doesn't, then I'm going to say, and he comes out regular, then Samoa's going to win, Samoa Joe's going to win, and then AJ will lose.
Okay, that's
so
what do
I do? All right. I'll put it down. If then scenario.
If then else takes me back to my computer programming days.
With the towel and the wife.
They could do like Ric Flair was trying to do to Macho Man at WrestleMania. Talk about he got Elizabeth's naked pictures. He's gonna put her up on the Tron. And Samoa Joe could be like, "Yo, I got those fire nudes of your wife."
What? No co-signing on revenge porn. I'm talking like Rick Rude. I'm gonna airbrush your face on my butt type of deal.
Well, he didn't actually have anything. I mean, or else he would actually put him. But
Mr. Samuel Kalunga, make your choice. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe.
well, AJ laughed a little bit too hard at that body slam some Democrats joke. So ever since then, I can't co-sign on him. So Joey Samoa.
All right, Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
I figure AJ has to lose sometime, so I'll just go with Joe.
All right. Well, you know the way we play this game. I'm going to take AJ Styles because this is the first match. He gonna find a way to pull that one out, and then Samoa Joe is gonna beat him down at the end and make him have to fight for his wife's honor or something to get to that second match, and then that's the one that Joe's gonna win.
Very possible. Very possible.
And our main event of the evening for the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Jupiter Julep, who you got?
I'm still debating on that. I am.
I think they are right now. They don't know who's going to win this either.
Yeah. I don't know who would make the most sense. So, Roman.
All right. Magnum Prime, who you got?
Yes, let's just get it over with. Yeah, Reigns.
All right. Samuel Kalunga, who you got?
Earth opens up and it swallows up both men, and that's the show closes.
All right. Miss Didi, you got to pick one, Sam.
Roman.
Okay. Miss Didi Jonay, who you got?
I have Roman.
Okay.
I don't really, but I do.
It's okay.
I'm going to pick Brock Lesnar, just like I did at Greatest Royal Rumble. Why would they give it to him now?
They probably won't.
They
I
shouldn't.
refuse to vote for that fucking gorilla. No.
They should have Brock wrestle on Monday night or come out there on Monday night, bouncing and doing his shit, and then the next thing you hear, roar, and Braun Strowman come down there and they get it on, and he beats his ass in front of everybody in New York, and Braun Strowman is your new champion on Monday Night Raw.
That's all I would ever want in life.
That, my friends, would be best for business.
Yeah, you use the pay-per-view to set up Raw. Yeah, it's great.
That's what they do anyway, dude. That's what it's been doing for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So those are all of the 14 matches on this year's SummerSlam card. So again, use the hashtag Summer of Slams to share your commentary with color with the fans and hosts of the WrassleCast. So at this point, we just want to remind everybody that the WrassleCast can be found on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play. So we're going to transition into our Monday Night Raw review, and we're going to turn it over to our Rawcast correspondent, Mr. Samuel Kalunga.
Another shitty Raw as usual, friends. So there's no surprises. Okay, so we are in Greensboro, North Kakalaki.
It had a good crowd. They were into it. The Raw was mediocre, but the fans were into it.
I mean, there's some classic shit going on there. Ronda Rousey kicks off the show. Ronda is emotional, and she mentions Natalia's father, Jim Neidhart, passing away. She tells Natalya to stay strong, and they all love her. And she'll defend Natalya since she was the first one to welcome her in the WWE. And she will beat Alexa Bliss for all the time she cheated to win over Natalya. Ember Moon will be replacing Natalya to face Alexa tonight. Bliss runs her down. She's saying the same thing that she always says about Rousey. She will compete with Rousey at ringside without protection, and Constable Corbin allowed her to hire personal security. Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon. Rousey takes out Fox on the floor. Bliss attacks Rousey, slams her to the barricade. Moon hits a gutbuster, heads up. Will you stop that, Don?
Stop what?
Your fingers. Are you doing something with the cursor?
With my you can see that. Sorry, I'm scrolling down. Sorry.
It's really, really distracting when I'm trying to read.
Oh, I didn't know you could see that as well. I didn't know it was that type of party. Sorry.
Let's see. Fox slides in for the DQ. Rousey runs in and tosses Fox around and sends her packing. In a video package on the issues between Heyman and Lesnar, more of that crying Paul Heyman interview. Corbin and Angle argue as always. Dolph and Drew arrive and are upset Rollins isn't here yet. Constable Corbin versus Tyler Breeze. Didn't we have this match last week? Oh, no, wait, this was this Raw. Never mind. This is such a shitty show that they're just starting to run into each other. Breeze dumps into the floor. Corbin sidesteps the plancha. Breeze hits an Inzaguri. Corbin hits a deep six and wins. Corbin then announces that Balor will face Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens. Kurt Angle arrives and changes this into a straight-up tag team match with none other than Braun Strowman teaming up with Finn. Braun Strowman and Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens and Jinder Mahal. Hot tag to Braun. He runs wild and spears Singh into Kevin on the floor. Back in, and Braun power slams Mahal for the win. Corbin runs out and hits the end of days on Balor to lay him out. Kurt calls Stephanie, but she doesn't answer. Of course, because she's probably on the phone with Corbin. Dolph and Drew arrive and again complain about Rollins not being there. Dolph wants to look over his SummerSlam contract while they are there. Local competitor dressed as a cowboy. He says he loves Elias and isn't too good at guitar, but will get good and make the Country Music Hall of Fame.
His name was Ricky Roberts. Shout out to Rock and Roll Express.
Alrighty. So Elias arrives and says the Drifter arrives and says there's only one Drifter. He asks him to go to WWE.com and buy some merch. The Drifter asks him a favor to beat and humiliate Lashley. Elias then puts himself over big time. Bob arrives. Bob tells Ricky to get a new gimmick as they already have a no-talent guitar player. Ricky breaks a guitar over Bob's back. This was a mistake as Bob kills him with a huge spine buster. The B team meets backstage and Bo is quote-unquote doing math about triple threat matches. Axel fires him up and they head to the ring.
He didn't quite give us a Scott Steiner 33 1/3 67 tight, but it was close.
So the B team versus the Revival versus Hardy and Wyatt for the Raw tag team titles. Let's see. Matsu perplexes Dawson onto a pile. Wyatt rolls Dawson back in. Dawson low blows Wyatt. And Axel tags in. The Revival hits the Shatter Machine, allowing the B team to pick up the win. Roman says he wants to leave this place better than he found it, but he can't do that with Brock here. So Brock has to go. He's sick of it all, and it will end at SummerSlam when he takes back his Universal title. He'll send Brock so far back into the UFC, his head will be up Dana White's ass. Paul Heyman arrives and says, "It's a new day." Yes, it is. He praises the Usos and then Reigns. Heyman kisses Roman's posterior and calls him Mr. Reigns. Says that Reigns can make history tonight. Has no chance against Brock unless Heyman tells him every one of Brock's secrets. Paul can do that for him if he's in his corner, and if that's the case, Reigns can beat Brock at SummerSlam. Paul extends his hand, and Reigns says he knows all of it and doesn't need him. He beat Brock at the Greatest Royal Rumble already. Paul says he's right and says that he's not there to talk about the past. Okay, Mark McGuire. He sees the future, and in 1 week, they will appear side by side with Reigns as the new champion and Paul as his advocate. Reigns says he's trying, but it's not good enough. Reigns says he was groomed for this and to look out for sharks, especially drowning ones like Paul. He wishes him well in his future endeavors. Paul says he's right. He's drowning in the knowledge he learned from Reigns' father and uncle. Paul shares a phrase in Samoan that Afa taught him. Paul busts out an agreement on paper and asks Reigns to look it over, and he can answer him on Sunday. Reigns takes it, but Paul maces him. Okay, Brock arrives, and the ass-pounding begins. Brock lays in knee strikes and pummels Reigns. The guillotine follows as he chokes out Reigns. Brock teases leaving and then returns to deliver an F5. So it was all a ruse, huh?
Yep.
I guess they cool again. I was approach too.
That was masterfully done by Paul Heyman and Brock.
Did Paul Heyman come to him in the middle of the night and beg for his forgiveness?
I don't. They didn't say what happened, man. They just set him up.
I know, but I'm just saying, like in kayfabe world.
He probably like paid for a year of the Backwoodsman or whatever that magazine is that he likes.
His favorite magazine.
Yeah, just bought a year subscription. Here you go, Brock.
He actually bought the magazine because they're probably failing. He's like, here, I bought the whole company for you. It only cost $50. Mojo Rawley and the Authors of Pain versus Titus Worldwide and Bobby Roode. Apollo tags in Roode. The flying clothesline connects by Roode and hits the spine buster, but that's broken up. It breaks down and who's Roode?
Bobby Roode. I missed a note, maybe. Sorry.
And Roode hits the DDT on Mojo for the win. Jim Neidhart tribute. The Revival will challenge the B team for the tag titles on the pre-show. Hashtag say no to pre-shows. Also on the hashtag say no to pre-shows will be Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak, and Rusev and Lana versus Selena Vega and Andrade Cien. Sasha Banks versus Ruby Riott. Banks wipes out Logan with a suicide dive. Knee strikes to Ruby, but Liv pulls Sasha to the floor, and Bayley makes the save. Back in, and Ruby cradles Banks for the win. No distractions so far. Really surprised. Well, except for Roman being distracted by Paul. Kurt Angle arrives and says that Roman Reigns is okay to compete at SummerSlam, and he hopes he kicks Brock's ass at SummerSlam and calls Brock the worst champion of all time. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre make their way out. They say that Seth isn't here and Dolph can't lose the IC title match. They run down Angle, and Angle introduces Rollins, but no Rollins. Ziggler says he isn't coming, and Drew says, considering the beating they gave him, he more than likely ran away. Ziggler says no, he quit. Drew says they respect Rollins, and if you can make it to Raw, you have to outwork everyone, and some of you think you can coast. They respect Rollins because he proved he was the best, but they took him out and proved to be that much better. Rollins busted his ass for the WWE Universe just like Ziggler did, but the audience forgets about you quickly. He stole the show for them, and it was meaningless. They turned their backs on him, and they will do it to Rollins and the next guy and the next guy. Where were you during the hard times? Now someone truly has my back. This psychopath pushes him every night for the betterment of the company and world. Ziggler doesn't care about any of the fans, just stealing the show because they do what they want and took over. Ziggler wants Angle to make Rollins forfeit. Ziggler signs the contract and says he's done, but Rollins arrives. Rollins apologizes for being late and had to listen to Ziggler's therapy session. He's been here for a while, but wanted Ziggler to sign the contract first. Rollins says the travel issues weren't his, and there is a clause in the contract. He'll have someone in his corner at SummerSlam to even the odds. Dean Ambrose music hits, and they rush to the ring for the big brawl. Rollins and Ambrose run wild and stand tall, laying out Drew. Seth signs the contract to close the show. What was up with Ambrose's hair?
He cut it.
He looks like he belongs like in hanging out with Mr. I Got Kids in the trailer park.
Oh, Heath Slater.
Yeah.
That's the thing that you noticed was his hair. You didn't notice how jacked up he is. Man, looks like Triple H's little brother.
I saw the pictures of the haircut, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Okay,
an improvement over that comb over.
I was about to ask you about how you felt about the aesthetics, because we know for years you've been getting on Dean and his suspect bangs in the front.
It was awful, and it could be lower. He could just be bald, but men have a hard time sometimes, is what I've gathered. And that is much better than that comb over, comb forward. I think you can't see that my hairline is 2 inches behind this kind of cut. So yeah, he's fine.
All right. Miss Jupiter Julep, what were your thoughts of seeing the new and improved Dean Ambrose?
I didn't see him.
Oh, you didn't see him?
No, my DVR cut off right when Seth's music hit.
You didn't set for the overrun?
I did not see it. So when I saw a brief still on him on Instagram, and I did see him look pretty jacked. I do want to say something about Renee on commentary. I thought she did a really good job. And how long will she be there?
I don't know how long this coach thing on the Golf Channel is going to last. I don't know if it's a 1 week thing or a 2 week deal, but I don't know. Coach may be back next Monday.
If he was smart, he would be, because she did a really good job.
Yeah, hopefully I know they're trying to get her some chops for the Evolution pay-per-view, because she hasn't done any commentary since she was the NXT commentator, and that's been like 5 years now. So
she the NXT person.
yeah. So they're just trying to get her back into the flow of calling the action from ringside and being an announcer and not just a reporter holding the microphone. So I think that's just basically what this is, giving her some reps.
Gotcha.
So that was Monday Night Raw from Greensboro this past week. So we're going to transition over to SmackDown Matters and Miss Didi Jonet.
I will see y'all next week.
All right, buddy.
Peace out.
Oh, actually, you know what? It's ladies' night. It's ladies' nights next week. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
I don't have to watch shitty Raw. I'm excited. Who's gonna do the Raw cast report next week?
It'll be one of the ladies between. It'll probably be Jade, more than likely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Anyway, I am out. Peace.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right, Miss Didi, ready for SmackDown?
I am. All right, they were in Greenville, South Carolina. Charlotte, Becky, and Mella make their way to the ring. Mella's not in ring gear, but Charlotte and Becky are. Carmella complains about being forced into a triple threat match. She's sick of her opponent's faces, and she is sick that she is punished for being so great. She then runs down Becky and says she can't win at SummerSlam, which is probably facts. Becky admits that she didn't want Charlotte in the SummerSlam match only because she's such an amazing athlete. I feel like it's fair to say because the bitch always wins. Because they book her to win. She ain't better than me, but you can't say that. Anyway, Carmella reminds us that she beat Charlotte twice. Mella praises all of Charlotte's accomplishments, but says Becky only won the title because Charlotte was on Raw. Again, probably facts. Charlotte says that Carmella's run ends on Sunday. She pulled out all of the tricks and is a diva, living in a women's era, and that's when you're supposed to go.
Ooh.
Thank you. Carmella says she's proud to be a diva because she has things that they don't have. Looks, boom. Body, what? Charisma, yikes. And of course, the championship. No, Mella does have more hips and booty than them other girls, but that ain't always the aesthetic that people go for. It's fine. Paige arrives and sends Carmella a commentary and books a tag team match with Charlotte and Becky, teaming against Mandy Rose of the Softcore Porn Intro and Sonya Deville, who's now in all black everything instead of her rainbow bright aesthetic that she had right after she told everybody she was a homosexual. Which do y'all prefer? I kind of prefer all the bright ass colors.
I think she looks tougher and meaner in the all black.
She does look meaner in the all black, but then she's hanging with the softcore porn girl. So it kind of loses some of the, like, I'm the bad at. Like, it loses.
She's the protection for the softcore porn girl.
Ugh.
I guess.
Mandy Rose actually showed me a little something in this match. She's improving.
Yeah, she's better. I would never call her good, but
No, like I said, she's improving.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Okay, so to prep for today, I looked at Raw, SmackDown, Lucha Underground, NXT, and 205 Live.
You did a week's worth of wrestling in one day? Oh, I commend you.
My fast forward button game is on point. So, and then, I had it on. I was doing some other stuff. But the bottom line is this. When you have so much wrestling available to you, you got to do something to stand out. And that opening segment and moving into that match, it wasn't enough for me to not fast forward. So I couldn't tell you. I didn't notice a costume change or anything, or unfortunately, I couldn't see if they were improving or not. And I'm a big proponent of women's wrestling, and they just don't. Most of the women wrestlers on SmackDown don't interest me. And by the way, where's Naomi?
They only have 2 hours. They can't. They don't have something for everybody, so they don't just force them on the show. They don't have anything for you. Come to catering, eat all our food, hang out in the back, and then go to the next town and pick up your check.
Oh, so she's not injured or anything like that?
No, the Usos aren't injured. No, they just don't have room. They don't have any. They don't have any storylines, so they're just not on the show.
Yeah, no, she's there. She gets her makeup done. She hangs
Oh
out
yeah,
with Paige.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
look at the Instagram, she's
That's about to say.
around.
Yeah, she's all on the Instagram. They just chilling in the back.
Oh, this makes me sad because I mean I know that we have the Evolution in October, but if things don't pick up soon, I'm wondering where her place will be there, and I wouldn't want her to be forgotten in something this huge.
I'm sure that September next month, all the women will have a significant bump up in their participation in all the shows, and you'll get these feuds that will turn over into the Evolution pay-per-view. So, for her right now, she's probably doing really good work on the house shows with somebody that they'll probably turn into a feud.
Fair enough.
Okay, Miss Didi, you can go now. Sorry.
All right. No. I was in the group chat chatting about plans to go stalk wrestlers. Anyway, about that match. Becky looks for a tag and Mandy tags in and Lynch cuts her off with clotheslines and fires up with uppercuts and an exploder. DeVille comes in and she takes her out and knocks her to the floor. But the disarmer finishes Mandy. Charlotte and Becky celebrate, and Charlotte says Becky didn't have to do it all on her own, because if you notice, she ain't tag her ass in. Charlotte wishes her luck. Becky says, I don't need it, ho. I may or may not be extrapolating. Charlotte says, may the best woman win, and Becky says, don't worry, bitch, I will. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she meant. There was also... Never mind, we'll get there. Next, Bludgeon Brothers versus Jimmy, Johnny, and Joe. Oh, them three little assholes. The three local competitors who apparently are a trio, but don't dress alike. So they're just like random people, but their names rhyme, so good enough. Or at least are alliterative. So the names again are Jimmy, Johnny, and Joey Boots and Tights. I really like Joey Boots and Tights. I feel like that is an amazing name, truthfully. As you can imagine, the Bludgeon Brothers kicked the shit out of Jimmy, Johnny, and Joey Boots and Tights. And back in the ring, the Doomsday device connects, probably on Joey Boots and Tights, but who knows. And then the match just stops because the match really never actually started. So Joey Boots and Tights got his ass kicked from that thing. But hey, at least you got on TV. Then there's a video package. Looking at the start of the Miz and Daniel Bryan feud from the original NXT 8 years ago, can I just say I didn't know that the feud was that long? Because I didn't watch the original NXT, so I didn't know none of that shit had happened.
And it's weird seeing Daniel Bryan with no facial hair at all.
Shit is trash, and I'm glad he learned from his mistakes. But he could be bald again. That could be a look. Bald and beard. Mm-hmm.
He was skinny. Man, he was skinny. And his robe was terrible.
Maybe I do remember him, because I remember looking at him and be like, nerd. It's a little thing. But yeah, so it's a three-parter, so that's where the first section comes, and that's where you know that, yeah, this shit is real. They didn't just start a feud back when The Miz went in and let have. It actually had a basis, which, the WWE is not always great at reminding people of, but they decided to pull out all the stops with this one. I was a big fan. So next was the New Day versus Sanity. I guess a 3-on-3. All the New Day and all of Sanity So, Dane tags in and Woods counters back with chops. But Dane hits the divide for two. Big E makes the save and starts tossing bodies around as it completely breaks down as Kofi hits a dive to the floor. The midnight hour finishes Killian Dane. Ain't Killian Dane the big one?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, because Big E's what? Strong. If I can find out where he's staying. Let me stop. I don't want to get arrested up in New York.
Yeah, please. We don't have any bail money here at the CSPN for
Lord knows I don't either.
to be bailing them out of jail to make the next show the next week. We don't have any lawyers on retainer or anything like that. So please be on your best behavior.
Gotta call legal aid.
We haven't set up a legal department yet.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna get arrested. Maybe. We now get another video package which shows the start of the feud, their separate paths to the top, Daniel Bryan's retirement, his run as the GM of SmackDown, and then the epic talking smack incident. Don't get no better. Then backstage, Paige meets with Samoa Joe, and she tells him not to ruin her SummerSlam main event tonight and asks him to be professional. Joe looks like he's got a makeover. His hair looks lightened or something. And he's like, but you loved my aggression and my unpredictability. What's wrong with it now? So he promises to do what he damn well pleases when he damn well wants to because, he's Samoa Joe. Or he could just hang out in the back and then tells Paige to enjoy her night. Joe is everything. All the things. Next, Andrade Cien Almas was Zelina Vega versus Aiden English. Aiden cuts off the double knees with a lariat and a frog splash for two. Then Cien stuns him off top rope. Toe ropes? Off the top rope and hits a back elbow and double knees. And then the hammerlock DDT finishes it. So Aiden's still a loser. Zelina and Cien plan to end Rusev Day and Lana Day on Sunday. Zelina calls Lana dead weight. That's weighing down Rusev. However, Rusev and Lana arrive, and Rusev says their luck runs out on Sunday, and that Zelina will learn why Lana is the best, and Lana's number one. Clap, clap. Because SummerSlam falls on what day?
Rusev Day.
Yes. So how do we feel about the Lovebirds fighting?
Oh, like I said, they got here, but they could have got here a lot better if they would have done what I said.
Who's the they?
Lana and Rusev and WWF and Cien Almas and Zelina. They should have had the ladies have two fights. They fought when they had the original match. They broke up the match. The match should have stopped because the ladies were fighting. They both should have got counted out trying to stop them from fighting. Then the next week, Lana should have just attacked Zelina as soon as she saw her, on site because she felt like she didn't get the best of it the week before. Then that causes the guys to come in, and then that's when they actually get into it again. And then that's when you get one more promo session to challenge them to a mixed tag match at SummerSlam.
One day they'll listen to us and slide us a check.
Yes, they will.
Paige meets backstage with AJ, and she also asks him to be a professional tonight. He says he made his wife a promise, and he plans to keep it. And then we get the final installment of Miz versus Daniel Bryan, looking at Daniel Bryan's return and how we got directly to the SummerSlam match. All lit, all flames, all of the emoji sort. Next, I'll say on a personal note, this is where I fell asleep. And
really?
I don't know what happened. I closed my eyes and I woke up and it was midnight.
Oh.
And then I closed my eyes and I woke up and it was 4 a.m. And then I closed my eyes and I heard my damn neighbor's fucking alarm at 5:40 in the morning. I want to stop him and.
That's better than saying, "Oh, I heard my neighbor fucking at 5:30 in the morning."
I would rather you to be fucking because at least that would explain why you're so loud. That alarm. I understand I'm in an old refurbished building, but I should not be able to hear your alarm that bad. I left my phone in the kitchen and I could barely hear it. How I hear yours clear as a damn bell? Actually, I have heard him fucking before. It don't sound that interesting. Anyway, Jeff Hardy versus Shelton. He's the one who.
So
He's the one who.
it's not a Daniel and Ethan situation, huh?
He's the one who, when I first moved in, he would be like, "Yo, grandmama don't even like me." Be like, "Y'all arguing about the fucking grandma? Like, why don't you just break up?" He did that for like 6 months straight. Oh, it'll never get old. How the grandma don't like your ass. Anyway, Jeff Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin, who I have not seen in forever, and since I fell asleep, I still haven't seen him. But anyway, Benjamin counters the corner dropkick only for Jeff to hit an inverted twist of fate. Jeff goes up top. Benjamin cuts him off with a knee strike and a superplex for two. Then Jeff hits the sling blade and the twist of fate and the standing splash for the win. Post match, Nakamura attacks, but Jeff hits the twist of fate and the swanton to stand tall. Guess who's watching on? Little nasty penis boy, Randy Orton. Allegedly. AJ arrives for our main event angle. The crowd loves AJ tonight. He thanks them. AJ says for almost 20 years he's competed against the best all over the world. After he won the WWE title, he learned about the pressure of being champion. Joe has hit his pressure points, first by blindsiding him and then by bringing his family into it. Dramatical. Joe stabbed him in the back and then in the heart. Dramatic ass telenovela bullshit. Okay, anyway. Joe got him to lose control by bringing his family into it. And he felt he had to defend himself and he got emotional. We know. Joe took him to a dark place. But then AJ went home, hugged his kids and wife, and he calmed down because his wife told him not to lose his cool and that he had to remain focused. If that don't sound like the most overdramatic bullshit I have ever heard, you can tell that some of these writers used to work on soap operas. Joe now arrives and pulls out a piece of paper and says what Styles said isn't true. He has a letter from a member of the WWE Universe. I quote, "Dear Joe, I heard what you said about AJ and his family. It was disgusting. It made me ill because they were true. I used to be a Styles fan, but now it's clear Styles never wanted kids or a wife."
Well,
God damn. God damn. Styles will do anything to stay away from his family, and I hope you win at SummerSlam so he can lose what he loves because I lost him a long time ago. My greatest gratitude, Wendy Styles.
first of all, when he pulled that thing out of his pocket, I thought it was a napkin and he was going to say, "I wipe my ass with your promise." I did not think, because he was being so dramatic, I did not think it was a letter until he read it. And it's his wife's name really Wendy?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Oh, wow.
They are so disrespectful. And he know that woman in real life. They must have ran that by her. Because what you're not going to do is mention my name on SmackDown and not tell me.
Samoa Joe is the best man to carry this angle out because he's so believable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody else could have pulled it off the way he's done it these past couple of weeks.
His voice, the way he talks, it's very much like, "You disappoint me. And you should be ashamed of yourself for wasting my time." It's the best.
Yeah, they've done a really good job in a kind of a short window of building this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
The WWE, I sound like Kurt Angle. WWE, they did a very good job this week with their video packages. Their video packages were fucking the bomb. I say that all go home shows should consist of mostly squash matches, video packages, and just fire ass promos. Like, you don't need to try to shoot no more angles or nothing like that. Keep them separated. Let them go out there. Let Finn get a win against a jobber. Let Baron get a win against a jobber. Then have Finn cut a promo about what he's going to do. Then have Baron cut a promo countering Finn's promo. Then you let Kevin Owens beat up somebody and talk. And then you might just have Braun come out there and just talk. They don't have to do the bullshit that they do every go home show. Switch it up because everybody needs to at least have a chance to look like they're going to win instead of having Baron beat Finn and all this. It's like, I'm gonna see it on Sunday. Why the fuck you showing it to me now? But that's the way they do.
I will say that because I watch the shows, but I don't given my full attention. And that video package laying out the history with Daniel Bryan and The Miz, it reinvested me in their feud, and it made me think like, this is so Ciampa and Gargano, like a blood feud. So no matter who wins, you could still see them taking it to a steel cage or a Hell in a Cell or something else, because the history is there, and one match is not going to be enough.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is just the beginning, for sure. Hopefully, Hell in a Cell is next month, so maybe the Miz will do something dastardly enough where Daniel Bryan will be like, "I got to get you where you can't get out," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what comes of that. So now we're going to move on to Lucha Underground. Antonio Cueto is checking his mail, and he gets a wedding invitation from Johnny and Taya. Then he says, "It won't last." Cobra Moon arrives and says that the Reptile Tribe never received their rematch for the Trios title, and she wants that rematch tonight. She promises that they will prove their strength tonight, so Antonio books the match. We get Paul London and Saltador in the ring. Antonio arrives, and they discuss Mala Suerte's death from last week. He wants a chance at redemption, Paul London says, and he says that Saltador will be in action. So Matanza Cueto versus Saltador. London tosses Saltador to Matanza. Saltador actually gets in some good offense until Matanza finishes him off with the Wrath of the Gods. And then we have another sacrifice. Son of Havoc and the Mac, they're meeting backstage in the locker room, and then Killshot arrives, noting that he doesn't respect Son of Havoc. Killshot promises to win the Gift of the Gods title tonight before they defend the Trios title. There's some tension here as Killshot admits that he really doesn't like Son of Havoc. Next week, we're going to have Pentagon Jr. defending the title against Brian Cage in a last man standing match. Dragon Azteca versus Killshot for the Gift of the Gods title. They trade strikes and kicks. Killshot hits an apron Death Valley driver and heads up top and hits a double stomp for a good near fall. They throw bombs, lighting to the up. Then Azteca hits the Tornado DDT, and Dragon Azteca defends the Gift of the Gods title. Drago and Aerostar, they meet on the roof, and Drago doesn't think he deserves a second chance. Aerostar says it was all Cobra Moon's fault, and Drago is unsure he deserves their friendship, but Aerostar forgives him. Drago is unsure of things, and he flies away. So we have our Trios Championship match. We have Killshot, Son of Havoc, and the Mac taking on Daga, Jeremiah Crane, and Cobra Moon. The Mac takes out Moon and then works over Jeremiah, and the standing moonsault gets a 2 count. Mac heads up top, and Jeremiah cuts him off, and then he hits the Chiqui Nando's kick and then a powerbomb for 2. The stretch muffler follows, but Son of Havoc runs wild and accidentally hits Killshot on a dive. Killshot then shoves Son of Havoc off the top rope, and Jeremiah hits the shoulder breaker, and we have a new Trios champions. Post-match, Killshot mocks Son of Havoc for losing the titles. Killshot then lays him out with a top rope double stomp as the Mac looks on confused. Killshot tells him he doesn't give a shit about them, and he leaves. Brian Cage arrives and starts to talk, but Pentagon arrives and lays him out with the super kick, and they brawl to the floor.
Out of nowhere.
They brawl up the steps, and Pentagon lays in chops. The fight continues into the second level, and Pentagon lays Cage out with a mariachi guitar. Security tries to separate them, but Cage fights them off, and the fight continues. They keep focusing on a priest in the crowd, Father Ricochet. They fight onto the arch over the entrance, then they go back down into the bleachers. They head back to ringside, and Pentagon saves Father O'Shea, and then he breaks his arm. Pentagon and Cage continue to brawl as the show ends. They show the Mac. He's meeting with Antonio Cueto, and he says he wants Killshot next week. Antonio says that the Mac is facing Mil Muertes in the first ever Haunted House match. Mac agrees and tells Antonio, "Trick or treat, mother." And that's how we end this week's Lucha Underground.
In August, talking about trick or treat. I love it.
Yeah, they had the timing off for a few weeks here. Thoughts and concerns on this episode of Lucha Underground, ladies?
Father Rick, O'Shea.
Did you see him,
Blackity black.
girl? And so this shade. Oh, like it's so skinny.
He was just like, no, no. And I was like, why are you talking to people? I was like, why is a priest at the temple, first of all?
And they going on like, what is up with that? Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, they
He
definitely
wasn't
made
even
sure to call
white. Talking about O'Shea.
Yeah,
um,
because I noticed it too. I was like, damn. I was like, that's a man dressed up like a priest in the crowd. And then it was like they kept showing him, and then I was like, well, why they keep showing him though?
mhm.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm. I enjoyed it. It's interesting to see what they'll do with Killshot. I'm not really a fan of the reptile tribe.
Mm-mm. Not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, Cobra Moon on the floor. Like, what in the world?
Demonic. Dark
Yeah,
sided. Mm-mm.
yeah, I didn't even want to look at her too hard. But yeah, the trios champions, them changing it. So it will be interesting to see what will happen with Killshot, the Mac, and Son of Havoc. And this is the second trios team that Son of Havoc has been a championship with, right?
Right?
Why can't he keep a team together?
It may say more about him than the other folks that
Uh-huh.
he's been teaming with, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I really like Son of Happy too. I think he's one of the better wrestlers in Lucha Underground.
I'm a Pentagon Junior fan all day.
Yes, so we understand that you're loving this recent run with the championship. Have you been watching his work over in Impact as well?
I may have glanced at a bit.
The Lucha Brothers are pretty cool. Have you seen them in MLW? They're everywhere together.
Oh, Pentagon and Phoenix?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Instagram is my friend. So, oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all, check out the MLW, man. It comes on like YouTube on Saturdays at like 6 at night. They drop the episode that shows on TV on Friday. Check it out. It's pretty good.
Is he going to be on All In too?
Pentagon, he's in the
Yeah,
main fucking event against Kenny Omega.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to order that.
It's gonna
Who
be
we
on like
talking about?
regular ass pay-per-view.
Who we talking about?
Pentagon.
Pentagon Junior.
Oh, Pentagon Junior. Okay.
Is he on middle? Yeah, him.
Yeah, yeah. They just announced it this past weekend on Being the Elite that it's going to be Pentagon versus Kenny at All In. I'm presuming that's going to be the main event.
Ooh.
So that should be a lot of fun. I won't be ordering it, but I will be trying to watch it via alternative means.
Okay, so hook a sister up.
Yeah, if I do find the alternative means, I will definitely let you know.
Thank you.
No problem. So before we get into NXT, just want to let everybody know that you can keep the CSPN free, all the podcasts here on the network each and every week by supporting our sponsors. Please go buy things from Amazon.com through CSPN.us. Go to CSPN.us first. Click on the tab that says keep our podcast free. When that menu drops down, the very first tab is Amazon. Go there, shop, do the things that you normally would do when you purchase from Amazon. And then when you pay for it, some of your purchase comes back to us so we can help keep all the podcasts free here on the CSPN each and every week. So please, Amazon.com through CSPN.us, do it today. NXT, we start off with footage from last week's attack on Aleister Black, which means that the TakeOver event is officially Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in a last man standing match. We start off with the Street Profits versus the Mighty. Thorne lays in uppercuts. He misses a charge, and Ford gets the hot tag. Montez runs wild, dumping Miller and clotheslining Thorne. The Sunset Flip gets a 2 count, but Thorne cradles Ford with the tights. Ford counters and gets the tights and gets the cradle and the win. So the Street Profits revenge their loss to the Mighty with a little heel tactics from Montez Ford. And the
You're not cheating. You're
celebration
not trying.
was epic in the crowd.
Uh, This is the first time that I've seen them in ring. So
Really?
it is, because the other times that I've seen them on NXT, they just cut promos.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first time I've seen them in their gear, the black and yellow and everything.
And see the Montez Ford entrance coming down the ramp.
Yeah.
It's pure entertainment. 100% entertainment.
I'm not completely sold on them yet.
Oh, it's your first time. I get it. It's gonna take. Yeah, you're gonna need to see him a couple of times. But the skinny one, Montez Ford, he's the star. He's the Shawn Michaels of the group.
And so that's so he's the one with the long pants and not the gym shirt, like the gym pants and the vest.
Right. He's the one who has the cup.
The black cup, because I remember it was red before. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's Montez. Yes. He is the man.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, they haven't really had a really high profile match. I could tell you to like go back a couple of weeks and watch this and see if you like it, but it's coming. It's coming. They're setting up the tag team division really well in NXT for all of these teams to like go after the Undisputed Era. So they're going to get their shot here in a little bit, I think.
Okay. So just for my own peace of mind.
Oh yeah.
This is not Crime Time Junior.
No, they're not Crime Time Junior. They're their own. They're more like the party guys. You know what I'm saying? When they come around, the party starts. They kick it off.
So they're the alphas because they're black and gold. So they're frat.
I guess
okay.
I guess something like that. Maybe unintentionally, but yeah. But if you notice, Montez Ford is always doing his dancing. He's doing the body rolls. He's a man. I love Montez Ford.
I'm gonna give him another chance. I mean, I was nervous. It's like the first time you see the New Day and you're like, "Ooh, is it minstrel?" But then you realize that it's really smart. So I was concerned. They came out and
don't worry. Just trust my judgment, because everybody had the same thoughts when they saw Velveteen Dream. And then now everybody's like, Velveteen Dream is the man. He's my favorite. He's the best. It's like, yeah, you wasn't saying that 4 months ago. When
I have no memory of that.
I don't know what they were like. Oh my God, he's playing a gay character and he's doing it bad. And there's like all these concerns. It's like, whoa, pump the brakes. He's just figuring some things out. Give him a little time. And then he had that takeover match, that the North American match where they had the 7 men in the ladder match, and then everybody was like, Velveteen Dream's the shit. It's like, yeah, try to tell y'all. But those are people who clearly don't watch NXT on a regular basis. They just pop in here and there.
And for those people, I will say again, we have no memory of that.
You must have been one of those doubters. Doubting Thomas.
I've only seen him on TakeOver, so I was just like, okay.
All right. Undisputed Era, they cut a promo to hype their title defenses at TakeOver. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly say that they almost ripped Trent Seven's leg off. O'Reilly calls him Trent the Beast Seven, which is actually pretty funny. Fish then takes time to run down Mustache Mountain and the War Raiders. Cole claims that they don't hide behind anything because this is their era, and that's undisputed. The Undisputed Era music goes so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's hard, just as hard as the NWO theme used to. Kari Sane, she faces Aaliyah. Kari hits the spear, followed by the sliding D, and then she heads up top and hits the insane elbow drop. Sane heads back up top and hits another insane elbow drop. Kari then hits a third insane elbow and pulls Aaliyah up at 2 when she had her pin, clearly for the win. Kari puts Aaliyah in the anchor, and she stares down Shayna Baszler as Aaliyah taps out. This is going to be the Didi Jonay special of the night, because I think you're going to get to see Shayna Baszler take an L live and in person.
Listen, Linda. I will act a whole asshole on all of the social medias if that happens. I'll be like, you lie. Like, listen, I will be that asshole. I'm ready.
Wait. What's this about Shayna Baszler? You not a fan?
Trash. She's trash. And the only way I will accept her is if she kicks Ronda Rousey in the face. And even then, I still won't like her. I still won't like her, but at least she will make sense to me.
Yeah, I was thinking that she would come up to the main roster as her Diesel.
I could see that.
Ronda don't need no protection. No, this is going to be strictly challenger to Ronda. Ronda is they're going to Ronda, the way that the crowd is reacting and the way Ronda gets to do her thing, they're positioning her to be like a Stone Cold type character where she's just a kick-ass person. Because to be honest with you right now, Braun and Ronda Rousey are the two biggest stars on Raw. They fucking set that place on fire whenever they're in the ring. That's one of the few times where everybody's like fucking stands up out of their seat and is into it. Is when Braun's out there.
That people are that impressed by her. It disgusts me that people are that impressed by her.
Well, it's because she's real, and the shit she does is like she's still so green and her time is so off that it's real looking. I mean, fucking, she was slinging fucking Foxy around like that's fucking rough. You can't fucking prepare yourself to land for that. So
because she's inexperienced, that's a good thing.
No, it's the believability. Everybody, it's like Brock. It's like everybody knows he's a badass, so they can fucking believe it. And then he goes in there and does shit that makes you believe it. And that's the same thing with Ronda when she does those judo throws and shit. It's like she does them so fast. It's like, Jesus, it's gotta hurt.
Oh yeah, okay. I believe you when it comes to the throws. I don't believe her punches though.
No, she definitely got to work on that just because she's used to really punching the motherfucker in the face.
Yeah, it's gotta be
difficult not to do that.
And then it's just like, but she fake punches so fast, and it's like you're not it. I know you're not hitting them. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you were really gonna hit them, they would have collapsed by now. So it's just like, don't do that. If you don't know how to do it yet, just don't do it. Maybe fake kick them. You know.
Like Dusty Rhodes once told the Big Boss Man when he was Big Bubba and he did like a sit out pile driver and hurt this dude, this little jobber dude. Don't be doing shit you don't know how to do.
Correct. It's just like when she gets on the mic and talks, it's like, don't do that. Just frown really nicely. You do that so good. You frown perfectly.
That was great when Alexa Bliss made fun of the face.
I mean, she wasn't wrong. I don't like that little midget, but when she right, she right.
I'm pretty sure if you and Alexa Bliss stood side by side, you would be the same.
I'm taller than her. No, I'm taller than her. I got black people hair. I'm taller than her.
Okay.
First of all, the doctor said I'm 5'3.5".
Oh yeah, we discussed this last week. You've actually gained half an inch or so.
I've grown. I'm tall now. Yeah, I mean tall, but you know, in comparison to her, actually, let me go Google it. How tall is she?
We get an Adam Cole and Ricochet video package. Another cool video package. This was really well done. Then the Velveteen Dream arrives to give us an experience. He says that EC3 thinks that he's clever and charming, but at TakeOver, it will be Dream Over for EC3. EC3 arrives and he makes fun of Dream's fanny pack. EC3 says he's in Dream's head and that he's made a living in people's heads. EC3 is ready to rumble, noting that they don't have to wait until Saturday. So the Dream slowly takes out his earring. EC3 takes off his jacket and buttons his shirt, does the buttons off by his wrist. And so then Velveteen Dream takes his vest off and throws it into EC3's face. He attacks him. They begin to brawl. EC3 counters the rolling Death Valley driver, and EC3 stands tall after hitting the TKO.
So we didn't pick anybody to win the matches for TakeOver.
Hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Listen, I can't.
Cart before the horse.
Because I had something to say about this one. Okay.
We're getting there. Hold on. Okay. We get a video package on Aleister Black's attack, and it discusses the people in the video who could all be possible suspects. So they really did like a whodunit. They had like the Zapruder film stopping and circling everybody who's in the different shots. And it was basically like the whole roster is basically a suspect because everybody was out there doing something. So that was,
can I say something about that?
yeah.
Like for me, not watching it, it was the perfect way to introduce me to everybody.
Yeah,
And
they
their
had
personality.
everybody. Yeah, they had even like a couple of the like higher level jobbers even made it into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that very interesting fact, astute observation there. Then we get another awesome video package, this time on the Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa feud. Really well done. This is the best thing WWE does these days with these video packages. Better than storylines, better than most of the matches in the ring. These freaking storylines be bomb. These video packages be the bomb. Then we see Bianca Belair working out in the Performance Center, recovering from her injury or maybe her honeymoon. But
I mean, he might have injured her. You don't know.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. He could have.
Yeah, he looked like
And
he would.
they made a little comment that the trainers are like, her attitude has been like insufferable, but she's, working through it. And then she put out a tweet today that was like, quoted that, and this was like, deal with it. It's like, go ahead, Minky, talk your shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's my fave. She's a future NXT Women's Champion. Then we get our main event of the evening, Tyler Bate versus Roderick Strong. Bate counters into Heartache, and he gets a crucifix for a 2 count. Tyler Bate follows up with a lariat. Strong rolls to the floor, so Bate wipes him out with a tope. Bate and Strong head back in the ring, and Trent Seven takes out Kyle O'Reilly on the outside. Then Strong takes out Trent Seven with a basement dropkick. Bate hits a knockout shot and a rolling kick. Bate then follows that up with a Tyler Driver 97, and Tyler Bate gets the win. That was a really good match. They have really good pairings and really good chemistry together.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Mustache Mountain. Is it just those two?
Yes, those two guys are Mustache Mountain. When you add Pete Dunne to the mix, they become British Strong Style. It's confusing, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, just Trent and Tyler are Mustache Mountain. And they have the cool jackets to match and the towels. I like it. The look is cool.
I mean, shouldn't Gallagher also be included in that?
No, he's not as cool as they are.
That's also not a lie.
So, Miss Jupiter Julep, now is the time where you can give your thoughts and opinions on the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn card.
Okay.
So, for the NXT North American title, we're going to have Adam Cole, baby, versus Ricochet. Thoughts?
So Ricochet is injured. I know they said he's supposed to be ready by Saturday night. I don't know if they would want to re-injure him or the extent of his injury. So I'm going to go Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby. Didi, we're not playing who you got. We're just talking about the matches, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. NXT Tag Team title match. We're going to have the Undisputed Era of Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly versus Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven. They had a 5-star match on NXT a couple of weeks ago. They had a 4.5-star match like a month ago in England. So I don't think this is going to be anything less than 4.75 in Brooklyn. EC3 faces off against the Velveteen Dream.
I think EC3.
EC3?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe Velveteen Dream, because if Ricochet wins that North American title, then they can kind of come back around to Velveteen Dream and Ricochet again.
Okay.
But that's just one thing happening per the other. Next up, NXT Women's title match as Shayna Baszler takes on Kairi Sane.
Kairi.
What is her finishing move when she did the bridge and the submission?
The anchor.
The anchor?
Mm-hmm.
Cute. I mean, listen, you're going to bridge all the way back, lift your head up and point. I got to go with you.
All right. Yeah, this should be a very fun match because, they had a really good match at the Mae Young Classic.
Mm-hmm.
That was the finals. So, Yeah, this should be a really good match. And then for the NXT title, last man standing match, Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano.
I want it to be Gargano, and then again, I want Ciampa to chase. Where, I mean, if there were ever two people that also built for a cage match where nobody can escape, no one can interfere, you can have Candice on the outside, maybe later crying, but nothing else she could do. It's those two.
That's why this match is going to end with both men not being able to answer the 10 count.
Yeah, but even still,
and that's gonna make them have to have another match.
Because if Johnny wins, then Ciampa has his rematch clause. So I'm going with Gargano.
I think it's gonna be a draw, basically, where both men they do something like at the end of that one where he came off the top of the what was that, the big production box and did the air raid crash through the table, and like he could barely like get up himself, but he barely made it back to the ring, and they had to like basically stop the match right there. I think something like that's going to happen, but both of them are going to be down and not be able to get up, and then basically you have to call it a draw, and then they'll figure out something for the Hell in a Cell, hopefully.
Gotcha.
But fantasy booking 101.
As long as Ciampa doesn't lose, I'll be happy.
You don't want him to lose? Heel life.
I love
Heel life supreme over here.
What's a good guy for? No, thank
you. Because, I'm thinking, like, what would he do if he lost and he had to chase it?
Kill him? I don't know.
Yeah.
He looked like he burned his house down or some shit. He looked like the type.
Kidnap his dog.
Be like, I have your wife.
Yeah, I was about to say he'd probably do something mean to Candice. I don't know what.
Shit, like yeah.
But yeah.
Probably find a way to put her ass in the haunted house with the Mac. Like he's different.
So the hashtag for Saturday night will be #cast takeover. So starting at 7 p.m., please use that hashtag to share your commentary with color with the host and fans of the WrassleCast. And Miss Dee Dee Jonay will be in the crowd.
All right.
Experiencing NXT takeover for the first time ever.
Not like I'm trying to tell anybody's business, but there are officially at least 4 guests of the WrassleCast. Well, 3 guests and me who will be in attendance at NXT.
Wait, are y'all gonna be sitting together?
No, because that'd be too much like right.
Oh, well, are you gonna have a sign? Like, how are we gonna see you?
Well, I know where they are. I know what section they're in. And we're all basically like in a triangle together. I don't know where the 4th girl is. I have to ask her. But I'm one section over from Jade. And then Angelina's fancy. She got her tickets early. So she's on the floor section in front of us. Okay. So we're all in a little triangle.
See if you can reach out and book that 4th person for the show next week.
It's Tatiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll see if I can.
She told me she just got her ticket.
Okay. I'll see if I can reach out and see if she can come on next week, because next week it's gonna be ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Hey.
So we get
to
hear about all the shenanigans that happened before, during, and after NXT Brooklyn Takeover.
I fully intend to be shenanigan down. I'm gonna bring my little brownie. You know what I mean when I say that, right? Yeah. I gotta listen. I had to cut it up in smaller pieces. So I was like, I don't need those kind of problems. Because I ate like a third of it. And I was like, I wasn't ready. So I'm gonna cut it in small pieces. Dilute the effect, maybe eat half of a half.
The magical brownie.
Because the problem is it's a brownie and a blondie. It's a mix.
Nice.
So it's like it tastes good anyway, and that's like a problem. Because then you get snowed into eating more than you should.
So. Well, at this point, we're going to turn it over to Miss Jupiter Julep so she can give out her thank yous and shout outs.
Oh, okay. Well, Anwar Starwind is my male, so he always gets shout outs. Definitely to you, Don, and Dee Dee. Don, you are doing such an awesome job with the network. So kudos and congratulations and keep it up. And Dee Dee, have a wonderful, wonderful time there with the girls to next
Yeah.
weekend and next weekend. Other than that, the Russell Bays and my family and friends and my cat Quiet.
Interesting name for a cat.
Oh yeah, because he's not quiet at all.
All right. Miss Didi Jonet, your shout outs.
Oh, shout out to you for being the best producer in the game. Shout out to Don. No, not Don. To Greg, Sam, chairman, because he's still the chairman in spirit. You know. Mel, because Mel always gets shout outs, even though I have been forgetting lately. She still always gets shout outs. Shout out to all the Go Girls who will be in the building on Saturday, not Sunday, because ain't nobody got time for that. But on Saturday, we will be there in person to see some wonderful, wonderful wrestling and probably act up in the city of New York. And if we could just happen to run into Elias, Big E, insert single wrestler's name here, that would be most good. You got to speak those things into existence. So yeah, those are my shout.
All right. Give a shout out to Miss Jupiter Julep. Thank you for those kind words about me and the network. I definitely appreciate it. Give a shout out to my SmackDown Matters correspondent, Miss Didi Jonet. Give a big shout out to Greg and Sam for joining us as well. Like I said, please join us on Saturday for hashtag Cast Takeover. On Sunday, Summer of Slams. Give a big shout out to the Glow, everybody who's in the broadcast and SmackDown Matters this past week. We really appreciate y'all, of course. You guys want to check out some exclusive content here from the WrassleCast, go sign up to become a patron of the CSPN at patreon.com/CSPN media and become a CSPN backstage member, and you'll gain access to the dark match. You'll get to hear a collection of conversations that take place before we record. So get to hear some interesting thoughts on wrestling and just other talk in general. So it's a really cool project. So y'all should go ahead and go over to Patreon, become a member, and check it out. So on that note, for our special guest, Ms. Jupiter Julep, our RawCast correspondent, Mr. Samuel Kalunga, our broadcast journalist, Magnum Prime, and our SmackDown Matters correspondent, Ms. Didi Jonet, I'm Don De Laurente. This has been episode 198 of the WrassleCast. Please stay tuned for the parting promo. 12:05.
Oh, we lit.
Now, is this Tatiana King we're talking about, or is it the other Tatiana, the hip hop homegirl?
Hold on. It's
Tatyana. Yes.
It's the hip hop homegirl. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna
I
reach out.
knew there were two Tatianas, and I did that on purpose because I was like, well, I don't know if she need the world knowing.
Okay, no problem.
People be stalking people.
Oh, really? Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, and I just because I had a friend, like, I would be like, what you doing? She'd be like, nothing. Then she'd text me and be like, what you going to plan? Like, I can't put it on Twitter because, So I was like, let's just leave it at Tatiana.
All right.
I'm watching My 600-Pound Life because I am. This one,
hold on. Okay, go.
I wanted to tell y'all about it so bad. So this one is a mother and a daughter. And the mother had her first baby at 16, but it's okay though because she was married or something. And then she had another baby by the time she was like 19. She was so fat that she dropped out of school.
What?
At 18. She was fat, or I don't know. She said like her parents wouldn't let her eat what she wanted to eat. Like they were starving her. So I guess she like was looking for love in all the wrong places. Met a guy. I got the feeling he was young too. But she got married at 16, had a baby. She was 300 pounds when she had him. Then had a second baby. No. Then was like, I'm fat, gotta drop out. Then had a second baby at 19. Then I guess the man was like abusive. So then she said she was pregnant by somebody who I don't think was the husband, but she was still married. So she was like a fat thought pocket. So, oh, now she dates a man named Dwayne, but shockingly enough, even though she's a fat white woman, Dwayne is a white guy.
Wait, is it what guy?
Right? Plot
No, wait,
twist.
no, say it again.
Dwayne is a white guy.
So what about the husband? What was he?
He was a white guy. I know.
Okay.
Because you know what fat white women date?
Stereotypes broken.
Black men. But a woman also, she was in Oregon. So.
Yeah, well.
But still, Dwayne, a white guy. And so then what had happened was her daughter is also fat. Now, interestingly enough, women know that you can be of a certain size, but you carry your weight differently, so people don't know what size you are.
Mm-hmm.
So the mama is a little shorter. She got the hips and kind of like the fat hanging off the hip and the thigh. She's clearly over 600 pounds. She's got like a slimmer face, but you can tell she weighs what she weighs. The daughter is taller. She looks like she's about 5'10". All her weight is in her stomach. Her legs are thin. I looked at her and I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe 420, 430. That mama got on the scale and it's 636. The daughter got on the scale and was 572.
Oh.
I was like, my fucking God. So then, they talk to Dr. Now. Dr. Now is like, you're fat. Why are you fat? Oh, you go and get her food? Oh, and then you go eat the food that you get her? That's why y'all fat together? So y'all just dysfunctional together? And they're like, yeah, we are. So then, and I've noticed that this happens when there are two fat people that he's talking to at the same time. The fatter one takes it more seriously than the other one, loses the weight, and then the one who wasn't as fat becomes like the problem. So they're driving. I don't know why they're moving. I guess they're moving down to Houston, and they stopping for food. Why are you stopping and getting a 12-inch pizza? Why are you getting the pizza with pepperoni and extra cheese? Why you not? If you gonna get the pizza, why are you not trying to get like a thin crust veggie lovers? No, 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 no. Pepperoni with extra cheese. Just making piss poor life choices, gaining all your weight back. So that's what I was watching.
Yes, this is your common weekly thing while you are off air watching
I
600
love my
pound life.
600-pound. I love it. It
Yes.
don't make me want to work out. I did work out twice, and then I was just like, don't want to do that. I think today might be a recovery day because the thing didn't say anything to me. But then again, I missed a day, so maybe they're like, well, clearly her fat ass don't want to work out. I was like, and I don't. Like, I want to just magically by osmosis lose the weight. So,
A lot
also,
easier way to do it, and then like the working out will come because you'll have more energy. Is just change up all your food.
I know, right? And I
Everything
was
you
gonna do
love
that.
and like, don't eat
Sold
it
out.
anymore.
I know. So look, because of that, I was gonna start keto because everybody's talking about, oh, I did keto, I lost 20 pounds. Oh, I did keto, I lost 3 pounds. Keto ain't nothing but low carb. And yeah, if you don't eat carbs, you tend to lose weight. So I was like, oh, sure, I'll do keto. I was like, but I gotta finish the food that I have in my fridge first.
Right.
So I
Just
had a stick of brie. Well, everybody knows you have to eat brie cheese with bread. You
yeah,
can't eat bread with keto.
cut out the regular bread, go to like pita bread. Cut out like the fried food and do like broiled or try to grill
I
it.
don't even eat fried food. It's literally just carbs. I just want pasta. I just
Oh yeah, cut
want
out. Yeah,
bread.
can't have French fries no more. All that good stuff.
I
Yeah.
don't eat French fries. It's just pasta. What her fat ass lose? 12 more pounds. That lazy bitch. See, it's because she got thin legs. She thinks she's skinnier than she is. Her total weight loss in 4 months is 25 pounds. I think her mama done lost like 100. That's so embarrassing. And then Dr. Now was like, you don't got no excuse because you half your mama age. Your metabolism is good. Like, he just be shaming the hell out of them. That's why I would never go see him. Your self confidence ain't good enough. You're not gonna hurt my feelings like that.
Oh man. All right.
Jennifer, you on 9 pounds? Yeah. Marissa is sabotaging the fuck out of her mama. Mm, mm, mm.
All right. So Tati's in. So it will be a full cast takeover, glow takeover for next week. So shenanigans abound on this podcast next week.
It's gonna be lit.
The pre-show is going to be worth the price of admission.
I'm gonna try to like record little bits and pieces of things.
Yeah, if all of y'all send me some video and then I can splice it together and make one big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let me ask her what section she's in.
I'm looking forward to seeing y'all pictures and photos and hearing y'all's recounts and recap.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pray that no crazy traffic happens, no accidents, no shenanigans.
Yes, no shenanigans, please.
Traveling mercies that I could even maybe get there a little early.
Is what you got to do like time sensitive? You can't break out like 45 minutes earlier?
It's time sensitive, but I already picked the bus. The bus is the bus.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the appointment. I'm going to a meeting, and the meeting starts at 12. But what happened is, even though I've been the treasurer for a year, I have not been on the account. And I ain't on the account. But we got a new board. Me and the assistant treasurer are the same, but we got a different president and we got a different vice president. So what needs to happen is all of us need to be on the account. And so
Blowing up in the world, girl.
it's lit. So what happened was the new president, she's a sweet lady, talked to somebody at the bank, and they were like, she was just like, it's just so difficult for all of us to get together because we all live in different parts. Like she lives in Greenbelt, I live in DC, the other two live in PG County. She's just like, it's just so difficult for all of us to get together. And the lady was like, oh, okay, well, I'll come to your meeting and do it. So she said she'll do it at 11:30. So my intention is to go do the thing at 11:30, stay until maybe 12:05. If they want to like, I know I need to write a check. I know I need to write a check for the food. And I know I need to write a check for the guest speaker. And after that, I plan on leaving. I don't even plan on collecting no money because I don't want to take the money to New York.
True that.
So I just want to drop the shit off. I think I have to give something to the auditor, even though her ass ain't that organized either, because I gave her some of my books months ago. I haven't gotten them back. That's fine. None of my business. Do that and then just go on to that bus. And if I have time, pick up a lunch. If not, I don't need to eat. Food is overrated.
You should probably plan on getting what you want to eat before you make it to your meeting.
That's early though.
Well, if you get it at like 11-ish, and it's like a sandwich or something that doesn't necessarily have to be warm to eat, I think you could make out okay.
I don't want a sandwich. I'm that. I'm picky. I'm I don't want a sandwich.
Well, I was just trying to help you out because I don't want you to.
It was very helpful. I'm stubborn.
Ride to Brooklyn on an empty stomach. That would be irritable.
I'm stubborn. It's me. It's not you. It's me. I know. It's me.
All right.
Oh yeah. You gotta edit. I'm sorry. I said.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Just travel safely. Be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Be like Paul Heyman. Pack you some pepper spray just in case.
I do need pepper spray. These niggas is crazy. If somebody steals my phone, I'm so pissed. I cannot believe that little Nico child stole that phone. I just want to know if she caught him.
I didn't think people were still stealing phones.
It took everything in me not to go to that corner and see what had happened. But they were moving so fast. His little friends looked stuck like, oh shit. Like they ain't know what he
one of those ones that they he was that friend, the one that fucking does shit out the blue that but it's not a plan, it just happened and then you just gotta be reacting.
What made it so funny was It was three of them, and then there was another boy who was with them but wasn't sitting next to them. And something happened with them earlier because he was like, "I'll be your ass just like I did the other time." And he was like, "You did." He was like, "I didn't cry the last time," and I was like, "What you mean you didn't cry last time?" Like, like, well, I got my ass beat, but I didn't cry. Like that ain't nothing to brag about. And it was that same little asshole who stole that phone. So I wonder, was he just trying to like prove something? I don't know.
Right.
I just want to know if she caught him. Mm-mm-mm. But all
Well,
right, you
ladies,
guys, I'm gonna let
y'all
y'all
have a
go.
good weekend.
Yay.
Dee Dee,
You
I'll
to the
talk to you
same.
next Wednesday night. Wednesday night,
Wednesday.
D-Day.
Got
Yes,
it.
it's going to be Wednesday.
Cool. Got it.
All right.
All
And
right.
Jupiter Julep, thank you for joining us. I
You.
appreciate you.
Thank you
All right.
for waiting while I
No
got
problem.
together.
Oh, no problem. We need content for the pre-show anyway, so that was just more content.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.
Night,
Bye.
friends.